there are a lot of liabilities, not just in getting somebody injured, but also environmental concerns, things that we have to really be concerned about as a coal mining company. Van Meter handles our health insurance, our life insurance, our workman's comp, our general liability, our inland marine, and our environmental hazard insurance. They do an excellent job in providing those coverages for us. I mean, it's our business. Our family owns 100% of V&W Resources, and it represents basically our future and our children's future and our grandchildren's future. So obviously what we have here, we take very personally. And so what does that say about Van Meter? It says that we trust them with our family's future.
Corvette lovers are gearing up this morning to help save some of the damaged classics
at the National Corvette Museum in Kentucky.
I mean, it's amazing.
As I made my way back to where the collapse was, you know, I was not prepared at all for what was there, what we saw, the magnitude of it, the depth of it, the width of it. It was just absolutely amazing. Being an old farm boy, I'm used to sinkholes and used to sinkholes collapsing, and usually they're very, very small, but you know, this was just huge. We were quite concerned, and especially with some of the talk from people that had arrived here, that most policies don't include sinkhole coverage, so we weren't sure what coverage we might have. We knew immediately that we needed to contact Van Meter. Phyllis and Christian arrived. They immediately shared with us that we had a $5,000 deductible, that we had the best policy that we could possibly have, that the sinkhole was covered, that the 8 cars that had fallen into the sinkhole were all covered. It just meant a lot to us to be able to hear that from them. We were able to breathe a huge sigh of relief. They were involved in every aspect of working with the structural engineer, the geotechnical engineer, the civil engineer. They stayed with us and advised us on all that, and they were such a great help to walk us through, to hold our hand, and to reduce our anxiety and reduce our level of stress, and helped us concentrate and move forward.
Construction is hot, hard, dangerous work. Our employees are working in all kinds of weather conditions, hot in the summer, cold in the winter, many times with physically demanding work. We look for partners that work as hard as we do, and we feel that Van Meter does. I handle risk management for Stuart Ritchie, and that involves dealing with all the risks that we have on a daily basis. Insurance is the most complicated area that I deal with, and it is reassuring to me that I have a second set of people that are looking after our interests and making sure that we have the right coverage. Van Meter helps us with workers' compensation insurance for our employees, insurance for our fleet and our equipment, liability insurance for our job sites, employees, processes, and work, and finally, occasionally we need a surety bond to guarantee for an owner the successful completion of a project. Van Meter does work hard for us, whether it's during a renewal process or simply in settling a claim out with our insurance carrier. In one particular case, we had a looming bid deadline. Our people did not request a bid bond in sufficient time, but Van Meter dropped everything that they were doing and made sure we had the bid bond in time to meet our deadline.
Keel is a family business, and we've been around since 1969. We're a distributor for fuel and petroleum products, and we service the Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee areas. Because of the product that we're hauling, there's always exposure to pollution and environmental concerns, and so you have to make sure you're properly covered in those areas. Van Meter helped us find a unique solution that was specific to our industry and our needs. Van Meter approached us about 2.5, 3 years ago regarding captive insurance. Captive is an insurance company which is owned by the members of the group. We're in a group with other trucking companies. We're into our 3rd year. and we couldn't be happier.
One of the biggest expenses in mining is bonding. If you don't have a good bonding group behind you, it's virtually impossible to do surface mining in Kentucky. The solution that Van Meter was able to help us with really helped us to get bonding at a very favorable rate, which enabled us to be economically viable in a very difficult time in the coal industry.
Van Meter went above and beyond. One Friday evening, we had a high wall miner stuck under the hill. It's a very costly machine. The machine's somewhere around $8.5 million.
Basically, it was back in, I think, 700 feet. So there was well over $1 million, $1.5 million under the mountain. And not just that, it wasn't just what was actually under the mountain. We had lost production, which was very, very costly. And Van Meter reacted very, very quickly. They were able to help us so that claim was settled almost immediately. And we were back to work with just in a few days. By settling that claim, we were able to get a new miner head. And that really, really saved us.
Van Meter has really impressed us. We look at them as a partner. They're continually going out in the market looking for what our best options are, always presenting us with different options on what our coverages need to be.
Nobody worked harder to help us understand what we needed. I just don't know that there's anything that they could have done over and above what they did for the National Corvette Museum in making sure that we were satisfied, that we were a happy customer, and that we received a very fair settlement with the insurance carrier.
We've dealt with many insurance companies. The thing that set up Van Meter apart for us personally is the way that we were dealt with in a personal manner. We didn't just feel like they were trying to sell us something or we were their customer. We do feel like they're our partner, and they're not just looking out for themselves, but they're looking out for our best interests as well. And I think that's the thing for us that sets Van Meter apart from other insurance companies.